Hey, I'm Kai. I recently unboxed a bundle of pedals from the Canadian pedal builder GUP Tech, and this T-Bag was one that really stood out to me. I did some preliminary testing in my original unboxing video, and this one just seemed to be the most unique vibe and something that I really wanted to get into and demo quickly. I'll give this pedal a quick overview, but there isn't really that much you need to know about it. I think the most important thing is that it's called the T-Bag and it's based on the Sunn Model T. It's a 2-channel preamp pedal with the left foot switch being your global bypass and the right foot switch being to engage the bright channel. The 3-band EQ and the volume knob are shared across both channels, and then both channels have an independent gain control. My rig for this video is super simple. I'm running the T-Bag into my orange pedal baby, then out to my Zilla 4x12. On the cabinet, I've set up an SM57 on the V30MF speaker and the SL75C on the Creamback speaker. I'll start out with my Drop C PRS S2 Evertune with the Seymour Duncan Pegasus and Sentient pickups, though I will switch out to something a little lower tuned later on. There's also another little pedal on the desk here that I'll get into later when we get into the stacking section. Onto the run through though, I should probably start with my clean tone. This is just straight into the orange pedal baby, which is a fairly flat sounding power amp, so expect this to be a dull, lifeless tone. Let's keep the EQ and the gain controls at noon and just kick on this pedal, get the volume up to unity, and see what it sounds like right out the box. I'll also engage the bright channel, although the bright channel has a little bit more volume to it, so I expect to have to pull the volume knob back. I'm keen to hear the range of gain that this pedal has available, so let's go through that on the normal channel now. I actually found that it can be pretty hard to get this pedal up to unity gain if you're running the gain knob fairly low. I found myself having to compensate on the pedal baby by turning that volume up a little bit. The final thing that I'd like to do for this sort of run through section is check the sweeps on each of the EQ knobs. One thing I did notice with this is that the treble knob, turning that back, gets super loud, so that might just be how the circuit works. notice that the bass knob is really just that super low end thing, and the mid knob is fairly difficult to hear at this sort of setting. The treble knob is where I'm finding most of the range of this pedal for sure, at least on the normal channel. I'll do another quick run through of the EQ on the bright channel instead, and then I'll get into dialing in some tones. The mid knob is definitely more noticeable when we're on the bright channel, but the bass knob is still just that super low flubby area. Let's now get into dialing in a couple of tones before I dial in some stacked things with the Rat pedal. I'll try and see what I can coax out of this one by the way of dark, low gain tones, so I'm going to stick to the normal channel for this. Let's go the complete opposite direction and go for some high gain bright sounds on the bright channel. I imagine most people are going to be curious to know how this T-Bag stacks with a fuzz pedal, especially a Rat, since the Rat and Model T is such an iconic pairing. This pedal I've got here is the standard Proco Rat 2, off the shelf, no mods, completely bone stock. Now I'm not sure what the best way to pair these two is going to be, so I'm just going to play around with some things and see where the stack ends up. So the tone I found working for stacking with the Rat sounds like this. It's heavily high gain already, but the Rat just boosts it into another territory. Let's try another tone with the Rat. This time it's going to be on the bright channel instead. I actually noticed that when you really boost the front end of this T-Bag, it starts to gate out a little bit like some fuzzes can. I enjoyed that quite a lot. Also, bonus points if you can name the riff that I rip off every single time that I run a gated fuzz like this. If you're enjoying this video, please feel free to drop me a subscribe. I've got a couple of other GUP Tech demos incoming, and I'm very excited to be sharing both of them shortly. This will include their take on the Rat circuit, as well as their take on the Boss FZ2 fuzz. Also, I have affiliate links in my description boxes now, so if you're ever shopping at Gear for Music for any reason, feel free to use my link and it'll give me a little bit of kickback without costing you a penny. Now, since we've covered some extremely gnarly tones already, let's lower the tuning by an awful lot. This guitar is my 30-inch scale-length Balaguer semi-custom baritone guitar. It's currently tuned down to drop E with 15 to 80 gauge strings on it. I'll treat this as something of a clean slate and we'll dial in a low-gain tone again without the Rat pedal. Kicking it up a notch, let's go into full-blown high-gain territory, still without the Rat pedal. Finally, what better way to end a playthrough section than running a drop E guitar into a Rat pedal, into a Model T, into a Poweramp and cabinet. Let's hear that. I hope you enjoyed that. I definitely had a lot of fun. It's always nice to turn the cabinet up nice and loud and get some organic feedback going. Please leave a comment down below letting me know which one of these was your favorite tone and how you would use the GUP Tech T-Bag. I personally think that pairing it with a Rat is a very natural choice, especially when the Rat is completely gunned like this. It really boosts the front end of the T-Bag nicely and gets some huge thick saturation going. Now onto the conclusion portion of the video. I should mention that GUP Tech have sent me out this pedal free of charge demo, so this can be considered a sponsored demo. Take my words with a pinch of salt, use your ears to decide whether or not you like the pedal, and check around for other reviews to see other people using it in different contexts. I really think this pedal is an absolute winner, however there are some minor cons that I'll get into in just a second. I think this is great for low gain, grungy sort of things, all the way up to completely blown out fuzz walls. It pairs really nicely with a Rat pedal, and I would have loved to have tried it with overdrives and stuff like that, but sadly I just didn't have the time to do that in this video. I reckon this would be a really good platform for running pedals into though. My only minor gripe is really with the volume control. I wish that each channel had an independent volume control so that you could have a low gain channel and a high gain channel fairly matched in output. I also wish that it had a little bit more output volume in general, just so that I didn't have to crank the Poweramp up to get it to unity. I haven't listened to the tones back on the video yet as I'm still recording it, obviously, but hearing it in the cabinet through the room was absolutely huge. It filled the room really nicely, just a really great experience. That's everything that I've got for this video though, so thank you ever so much for sticking around to the end. I do really appreciate it. As mentioned, I have the affiliate link for Gear for Music in the description box down below. I'll also leave a non-affiliate link for GUP Tech's website so that you can purchase the Model T for yourself. GUP Tech's website is a fantastic place to go if you enjoy window shopping for pedals. They have over 300 different models and it's great to just get absolutely lost in it. That's all for this video though, so until next time, I've been Kai.